Property to climb in 2023. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's look at this article from Yahoo Finance. Apparently, property is going to climb again in 2023. Now remember, property, responded to the pandemic, lockdowns, and the crazy 2 years by rocketing to the moon. You had, 20-30% increases per annum, just insane numbers. And now it's certainly cooling off as people's borrowing capacity decreases. But is it going to bounce back? Some people are hoping that we're going to get a big crash and a comeuppance to everyone. I mean, sure, there are going to be some people that are going to learn not to trust the Reserve Bank, sadly the hard way. But we'll have to see, guys. There's one guy who was tweeting about how his mortgage is going up $2,500 in a month, $2,500. That's a big jump. He trusted the Reserve Bank. He believed it. Where else is it going to go? What's going to happen in it's only 4 years. 4 years isn't that long. Even if rates didn't go up until 2024, you still have to prepare. So, property prices are set to climb again. And even if you thought rates were not going to go up until 2024, why didn't you do what I did and lock in for 4 years until 2024? Property prices are set to climb again in 2023. Since the RBA started hiking interest rates in May this year, the record growth in property prices finally started to ease, but that might turn around next year. Well, there are a lot of things that could support the property market. And, one of them is the ongoing construction apocalypse, where we have spec home builders collapsing. It's like every week now. CoreLogic Best of the Best report found that if interest rates continue to climb, next year property prices could continue to fall. Could. But the rate of fall should slow down. Yeah, but are we going to get back to, 2020 prices? 2019 prices? It's still quite expensive. CoreLogic head of research Eliza Owen said, "We may have already moved past the peak of home value declines. As we move into 2023, there continues to be a mix of headwinds and tailwinds for housing market performance. With expectations that the bulk of rate tightening cycle occurred in 2022, housing value declines could find a floor in the new year. However, the extent of the floor in values could be further weighed down by mortgage serviceability risks, particularly for those rolling out of record low fixed rate mortgages through the second half of the year." We'll have to see. I think this is going to be a lot like the old, fixed interest rate periods were disappearing. And all these people, housing was going to collapse as all these people with fixed interest rates were forced to pay everything or couldn't refinance. And was going to come tumbling down, and it never happened. People are pretty resilient. They'll find a way to deal with it. So the biggest price gains and falls in 2022. Suburbs around New South Wales, Richmond, Tweed region, which were impacted by both rising interest rates and damaging flood events, dominated the list for the largest annual house value declines, while decreasing unit values across Queensland's Townsville also featured heavily. Oh yeah, they had units in Townsville. I mean, why would you buy it as an investment in Townsville? You've got the army there, I guess. It's hot. Any other reason to go to Townsville? Let me know in the comments. I like Townsville, I'm kidding. Thurrangower, that's where it's at. On the river there, that whole precinct they have there, it's amazing. Really fantastic. If you haven't been there, check it out. I hear units are cheap. Popular lifestyle markets such as the Southern Highlands and Shoalhaven, the Illawarra south of Sydney, as well as southeast Queensland, Sunshine and Gold Coast, recorded some of the strongest peak-to-trough declines in value. Yeah, because it went nuts. Everyone moved to Sunshine and the Gold Coasties. They all moved there to get away from Victoria, and maybe they're calming down. CoreLogic's economist, Catalin Izzy, said despite the declines, it was unlikely these markets would fall below the levels recorded at the beginning of COVID, given that dwellings across the region were on average still 38% higher than where they were at the onset of COVID-19. There you go. 38% higher. I mean, it is stupid, honestly, these property prices, these increases. I look at my property, or what the bank considers it value compared to when I bought it, and it's not that long ago. It's just bullshit, okay? It's just nuts. I'll be starting a boomer course on becoming a property millionaire real soon. Yeah, sure. But I'm skeptical that there is going to be ever an easy solution in Australia to property. I think everything's stacked against it being affordable. And it's been a problem for a long time. You can go back to the 80s. There's ABC news articles reporting the exact same thing. In Sydney, houses in Narrabeen, Surrey Hills and Redfern recorded the most significant falls in value over the year, down more than 25%. While unit values in Sentinel Park and Mona Vale fell by 23.1% and 20.8% respectively. On the other end of the scale, Adelaide suburbs dominated the list for the strongest annual appreciation in values across both property types, with house values across Devoran Park rising 34.7% in a year. Units at Seacliff Park 41.4%. I mean, come on. So, well, let's have a bit of a talk about this. I mean, is it much of a call? We've got property falling significantly this year, maybe, and it might fall at the beginning of 2023 with interest rates still going up. But then, it'll peter out. And then property will jump back up again. I mean, that makes sense. What we're going to see, well, international demand is returning. Life is returning to normal for more and more people. It is returning to normal. I was talking to my neighbor, actually, the other day. He's bought himself like a Kia van, and back in the lockdowns and just the crazy times, he did it all up as a nice little camper, and he'd just drive it and go camping. It was fantastic. He did it all himself. But now he doesn't need it. He's working. He's too busy. He's got 2 cars. That's twice the rego. I'll take the ute for camping. So it's getting sold. And here's the interesting thing. The prices aren't as crazy as they were for used vehicles. They've gone down. So even that is returning to normal as well. So there you go, guys. It's all coming back to normal. What do you reckon? I mean, we may see property prices climb up to 2023 prices. But even with this big correction, they're saying it's not going to go below COVID-19, what we had at the beginning of COVID-19. I wouldn't be surprised either. What do you reckon? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Thanks for watching. Check out my other channels, HeiseBim and HeiseSays International, for other topics I discuss. And you can support the channel financially on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call us if you need an architect. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And I'll see you tomorrow. I'm only doing 1 episode tonight. It's a bit crazy at the moment, guys. I've got 2 tons of rebar arriving tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Wish me luck. I'll see you later.